from the left to look like they're doing something, and so I think they've launched this parallel investigation purely for appearances.
It's a PR stunt.
A PR stunt. I mean, I've been told that typically the feds don't get involved unless there's some evidence that the local authorities can't get the job done, or if there's some history of civil rights violations in the police department. Neither of those has been alleged here.
Well, Eric Holder has had a history of making comments on race. We have just a little montage, about 30 seconds worth, and I want your reaction. Watch this.
In things racial, we have always been, and we, I believe, continue to be, in too many ways, essentially a nation of cowards. You look at the way the Attorney General of the United States was treated yesterday. What Attorney General has ever had to deal with that kind of treatment? What president has ever had to deal with that kind of treatment?
Certain racial component to this for some people. I don't think this is the thing, is a main driver, but for some, there's a racial animus.
What do you think?
I think there's not that far from what Al Sharpton's been saying. Going for racial solidarity instead of condemning bad black behavior. And that's what Eric Holder doesn't want to talk about. Crime, black crime rates. You know, between 1976 and 2005, blacks, who are only 13% of the population, committed more than half of all murders in the United States, an absolute majority. If you look at black arrest rates for all manner of violent crime, all manner of property crime, typically the numbers are 2 to 3 times the representation in the population. And the victims, of course, are overwhelmingly black. Sure. So before we talk about whether cops value black lives, whether America values black lives, shouldn't we be talking about whether blacks in these communities perpetrating these crimes value black lives? But Eric Holder doesn't want to have that conversation. He doesn't want to talk about personal behavior. He wants to talk about racism, the legacy of this, the legacy of that, poverty. Let's have an honest conversation about race. But until we address black criminality, we're not having an honest conversation.
Well, yesterday, the Governor Nixon out in Missouri said that there was going to be a vigorous prosecution of this police officer. As Eric Holder rolls into Ferguson later today, what should he tell the people there?
He should tell the lawbreakers to stop breaking the law. Full stop. He should not equivocate between police behavior and the behavior of the rioters. There's no equivocation. There's no comparison. One is doing their jobs. The police are in these neighborhoods because that's where the 9/11 calls come from.
Sure.
The law-abiding residents of these communities want them there. And I want them there to protect the law-abiding members of these communities. That's where our sympathy should lie.
All right. Jason Riley from the Wall Street Journal. Thank you.